Mr. I want to ask, what age do you think is appropriate for boy-girl relationships?
I don't think there is one correct or wrong age, but I think it's important to know that when you make a friend, you must treat people with respect and truthfully.
So, Minister, how old were you when you got your first girlfriend?
I'm very studious one, so I'm very late. That's why I married very late.
I'm excited to ask a lot of questions to Minister.
The minister is also very excited to ask you a lot of questions.
In front of you, you see some cards, right? We'll start with a very short game called What Do You Meme? I'll ask you some questions about school, and then you will choose the meme that best represents your thoughts and feelings. How does it feel when you have homework due the next day?
Oh, I also have homework.
Oh, okay. You need to write a speech. Is it?
You write speech, that's right.
Sometimes I feel like I need to quickly make use of my time because my mom makes me sleep before 10:30 and I feel that it's very early.
10:30 very early. I chose this because every time there's homework, I'll be like, homework ah? Oh, I never do, it's okay ah. Yeah, so...
Really? Never did your teacher say when you never do your homework?
No, it's due on the day, I will do on the day itself.
So in the morning?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're actually very efficient.
But I still can't score.
That's up for debate. I think we
okay.
just move on to research.
Panic.
Okay, so mine's panic. I chose this meme because I usually try to finish my work very early. Like once I come home from school.
So you're not the one like him to finish just before you need to hand up?
I really don't like procrastinating because
so you are just the exact opposite.
Because I feel like I get stressed very easily, and when I get stressed, I forget a lot of things.
So like why I choose this I don't like homework, so yeah, teacher, you don't scold me for that. Sometimes like when the weekends we are like focusing more on like family matters and everything. Then you have to like they have to struggle at home lah, at school lah. Then it's like so panicking, like what to get it done and everything.
Can I ask you all a question? Should we ban homework?
Yes. Wow. If you're a very good teacher, right, you have your students know everything. So technically there's no need for homework.
Okay, that's if your students know everything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if your students don't know everything,
then they die now. I'm working to them.
Okay, so what do you think?
I actually thought of this question a lot of times. I'm not sure. Imagine just going to exam without any homework or any practice at all. Right? I think that one I will die even worse. Going to exams and without any practice, yeah.
Oh, so so it's not whether homework or not homework, is you need practice.
Yes, it is the practice.
You need practice. I tell you what, I chose this.
You know this meme? Do you know this meme?
What's this meme? You tell.
You don't know, right? You don't know, right?
Of course I know.
It's the chill guy meme.
It's chill guy meme. Right. You know why or not? Okay, last time I have this. You know how do you talk about being panicky, right? So you know what I do now? Whenever there's an exam, right, I tell myself that it's a test. Then whenever there's a test, I tell myself it's just homework. Then when it's homework, I just tell myself, I just practice. You see, because I always bring it one level down to de-stress myself. Then I thought about it, I said, actually, do you really need homework or not? What if one day we have a system like that? It's like playing a computer game, right? You play to the level, and once you pass that level, then you don't need to do it already. So to your question, right? Actually, just now both of you share one thing. If you really know your work, then I don't need to get you to do more homework, right? Yeah. If you don't know your work, then you can practice on your own, right? So maybe in time to come, it's not so much a homework for everyone, it's your personalized homework. Would that be better than what it is today?
We can try it out.
We should try it out, right?
We should give it a test.
And like that still need teachers or not?
Oh, because your teachers must guide you, correct? Because if you cannot answer the questions, you need someone to explain to you, right? But it is also true that sometimes, today there are some computer programs that if you don't know what to do, they will explain to you. But actually, you always need a teacher for two reasons. One is the human interaction, right? You need a certain relationship and trust with the teacher. Then, of course, the teacher will be the one to guide you on the next step, right? What should you learn next and so on and so forth, right?
So just now we touched a bit about what time you guys sleep and everything. So how do you feel about the school starting and ending times?
Okay, this one I got favorite question for
Minister,
that.
you can choose also.
Good question.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Okay. Why Mr. Chew?
Mr. Chill guy, cause I think I'm okay with my school start time. I think it's not like
What time your school start?
7:30. I think it's not bad.
If I give you a choice, do you want to start earlier or later? Or you just stay the same?
Stay the same.
Stay the same. Don't want to
I
start
think,
earlier.
I think if it start too late also, like not good, because then the end time also will be extended.
I see. Why? Cranky.
We start at 8 o'clock.
Oh, you start every day.
Our
Your school
school
start at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
I feel like, tired, like cannot wake up to school, but no choice, we have to force ourselves to go. But because the earliest I come is around 7 o'clock.
Wow, so early.
Yeah, because I'm the vice president of the student council, so I have to like take care
Lead
of the.
by example.
So I need to like take care of my student council lah, like the juniors and the seniors also.
So I chose this.
Yeah. Can't wake up. What time does your school start?
Starts at 7:30.
7 every day.
Yeah,
Okay. So if given a choice, what time would you like to start school?
like 8:30. I feel myself very, very tired in the morning.
Okay.
Like I wake up, right? I go brush teeth. I fall asleep while brushing teeth.
Wait. Just now you told us that you sleep at 9 o'clock. What?
Yeah lah, but I
Then-
still can't wake up.
Okay, but if you start school at 8:30, you will be happy to end school a bit later.
No?
Oh, so you want yours is the start later but end at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, then the favorite question is that if you start school 1 hour later and end at the same time, then you must drop some
Gotta drop recess.
periods,
you know.
right? Drop recess. That's
Drop arts.
sacrilegious.
Sorry. It was just a suggestion.
Drop
Drop art.
or drop art. But wait. You don't have art every day, right? So you know, besides,
Yeah,
so
but
if
it
you can
makes-
drop something, you drop art.
Yeah.
I see. Then you believe that this will also get the support of all your fellow students.
Sorry
Sorry to
teachers.
the art teacher,
Yeah,
right?
sorry art teacher.
Okay, for me it was this.
Okay. Oh la la.
Okay, honestly, my start time. Okay, my start time is between these two people here. My start time is 7:45. Yeah, it's a very
7:45.
weird timing. I feel that it's good to start early. So even though I might be feeling like this way, I'm very tired in the morning, I feel that the brain is like freshest in the morning. So for me, afternoon I start to shut off already.
Actually, I don't have a fixed start time or a fixed end time. Actually, I realized this when I visited after visiting more than 150 schools. Every school, the needs are a bit different. And to be fair, every school also have different needs on different days. I have gone to many schools whereby on different days, they start on different times. So like for example, one school will say that Wednesday, they start 1 hour later.
That was my school.
And the reason is
you been to my
because,
school? I don't know, I can't remember.
okay. They usually will tell you this, that maybe the day before they had longer day or CCA or
Oh,
something
yes,
like that.
correct. Wow.
Then the next day they will start a bit later. Some people are very scientific. They say that in the middle of the week, like Wednesday, where you are, the most tired, right? The middle, they say, okay, we start a bit later, so we break the monotony. So actually, every school have different school start time and end time.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is your phone to you and why?
5.
Okay,
I would say 5.
5?
5,
8.
8, 7.
8.5.
At what age did you have your first smartphone?
For me, it's P5, but I could only use it to
P5.
text my mom after badminton training.
Then at what age were you able to use the phone on your own?
P6.
P6. So your mom trusted you.
Yes.
Uh,
But that was a problem also because it was a PSLE year and I was playing Brawl Stars the whole year.
So your mother knew that you were playing I
I don't think. I don't know.
Okay. Now she knows.
It was
Okay.
still quite okay.
Okay,
Another,
come.
you said 8,
8, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I say 8 because I don't have any social media on my phone.
Uh-huh.
So I usually use it to like.
What do you use your smartphone for?
I usually use it for like my education like purposes. So like
Really?
sometimes really trust.
You never play games on your phone.
I'm not the type who like playing games.
Do you go onto social media at all?
I don't have social media. I can't. The only social media I have is YouTube.
You got TikTok?
No.
No TikTok.
Instagram, no TikTok.
Instagram, no TikTok.
Everything. I have everything.
Okay, now we come to the real pro. Okay, now we come to the real pro. At what age do you have your phone?
Primary 3.
Wow.
So early.
Okay,
But-
why did you have a phone? Because your parents wanted to give you a phone, or you asked for a phone?
I asked for it.
Because
Because I'm jealous of my brother.
your older brother.
Yeah, because they only allowed him to have his phone at P6. Then I was P3. I was like, hey, mommy, why he can have phone? I don't have. So
Then
I
you
was
wait
like-
until P6 Then your mommy never tell you?
That's like 3 years, I don't want. So I was like, then she gave me this phone, then like no SIM card, anything. So
She gave you a phone without SIM card.
yeah.
Then?
So she was
Oh, okay.
like, now use this one for now. So I just every time now
Just to
use
play,
yours.
is
Yeah,
it?
just
Must
to
have
play.
Wi-Fi,
Yeah,
Wait,
must
wait.
use your Wi-Fi.
I see. Tell me the top 2 or 3 apps that you use.
First is WhatsApp, definitely.
WhatsApp.
Just to check my friends and like usually is to check those groups with teachers in it because they usually give updates. Second is
So you
Gmail.
have a chat group for your class.
Yeah.
Then you have another chat group of your class without the teacher.
Yes.
Oh, your school allows?
It's usually
My school don't allow.
Yeah, it's usually like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the number 1 and 2 apps that you use?
It's WhatsApp, Telegram, and Brawl Stars.
So, okay, you look at yourself and your friends. Are you all worried about you're spending too much time on the screen?
I see people always on the phone on the train,
Yeah.
like always scrolling Instagram, always doing TikTok. I feel like that's not necessary. You're just like,
But it's okay. If you scroll the TikTok, then you watch physics, chemistry, physics.
But it's the most unlikely scenario. Unlikely.
But we do not know what
Actually, it's okay to watch things, but you want to watch many different things so that it gives you fresh perspectives, right? But actually today, one of the challenges is that we all keep watching the same thing because the algorithm pushes us the same thing, you see. Then we become more narrow rather than being more open in our perspective. So that's one of the dangers of all this social media, right? Do you compare, okay, maybe you compare yourself with your friends who scroll much more than you. Do you find any difference or not?
I feel like left out. I feel like more left out than
You feel left out
Yeah,
from your
because-
friends because they talk about the things that they
like
scroll.
sometimes like when the trending things like now happening, like I feel like, hey, why I cannot follow
Okay,
them?
do they make fun of you or not?
Well, some did lah.
I would say mixed feelings about it. One of them being that, like, I agree with him, like what he said. Sometimes we do like feel a bit left out, cause like my friends sometimes they'll be like, oh, how come you don't know this meme? Oh, and then they will use all these words, and then they'll be like, oh, why do you not say the word sigma? Oh, when you say the word sigma, it sounds weird. Then like I feel like, I don't get it. Like I really don't get it, cause I don't have social media, so I don't get the appeal.
Do you ever tell yourself that, oh, I may not have this, but because I didn't have this, I have this other thing?
It's okay, they have that while I'm actually doing something productive that will help me for my future. And like, I'll just think about all the benefits I'll gain and then I'll be fine. Yeah.
That is a very positive. It takes a lot of confidence, because at this age, there's a tendency to compare, right? Even in my time where there's no social media, there will be people who make you feel like, why you never have the kind of shoes that we have, the kind of clothes that we have. So there's always this incessant comparison, right? Always comparing, right? You're always being compared, right? So at this age, you feel it, right? Whether you like it or not, people keep comparing, right? Which is not very healthy. All of us agree it's not very healthy, but somehow all of us do it, and some of us get caught in this, right? And social media, there's always a lot of comparison, right? Hey, why today you look like that? Why today you eat this food? Or sometimes I say that we all take turns to make each other unhappy, right? Say, wow, today you look at me, I'm having such a good meal. Then someone else will be thinking like, hey.
And they pause also.
Then everybody must compete, right? So how do you all deal with such things?
I try to see comparison in a different way. For example, we compare our results also, right? Like sometimes we look at each other's like paper and see how much they get. But I think it actually is a motivation sometimes. So I think if you see comparison as more of a motivation more than like it hurts yourself, but that one also requires a lot of maturity and confidence.
Not easy,
also,
it's part of growing up. So it's like back to what you say, right?
Yeah.
You have to convince yourself, I didn't have this, but instead I have this. Because if you keep chasing others, what they have, you will always feel quite miserable, right? Because there's always another mountain that's higher than the one that we are at, right? Yeah. Actually, for me, it's not how much time you spend on your devices that's important. It's actually what do you spend the time on the devices. Some people look at TikTok, they learn a lot of things because there was this thing called Teach Talk, that you learn small little concepts, 30 seconds, and people learn to cook, people learn to solve a puzzle, including math puzzles, People learn to do that. So if you use your screen time purposefully to learn new things and not always the same topic, actually it helps to broaden your perspective.
So I understand that some of you are on FSSB. So that's the full
Subject-based
F-
bending.
Full subject-based
Full
bending.
Okay, you know what? They said
FSBB.
it for me. Yes, thank you. Yes. So maybe explain what that is to our viewers and also to some of your friends here who don't know what that is.
So let's say you're strong in your math and your English, but then you're very weak in your humanities. So they'll actually offer you like G3, which is Express.
Higher level.
Yeah, high level for math
your
and English.
English.
And then the others will be at a normal level.
Basically, you take the level that you are comfortable at.
Yeah.
Best
And-
suited for.
And it's not like the previous time whereby
You're just like on the whole level.
you take the same thing for every subject, and you stay the same thing throughout your secondary school, because now if you want to do more after Sec 1 or Sec 2, you can switch. Yeah.
How do you guys actually feel about this? Do you think it's actually useful? And also maybe share like what your favorite subject actually is.
I feel like it's very useful because just like what he said, everyone has different strengths and weaknesses. I feel like with the full subject-based bending, it's like if I take G3, like the advanced level for a subject I'm not that good at,
Right.
maybe I wouldn't get an as good mark. But what if I take that subject I'm not that strong at like a lower level, like the normal level, maybe I'll do better.
I'm going to ask you all some difficult questions. You know, in the past, when we did streaming, there was this thing called stigmatization. People look at you like, hey, why you normal acad, or why you normal tech, or why you express, and all that kind of things, right? Now with this, do you and your friends still look at one another and say, this is a G3 kid, this is a G2 kid, and so on and so forth? Do you all do that?
No.
Yeah.
In my school.
Your school. Okay, tell us what happened in your school. Yours is a specialized.
Yeah. Maybe share a bit more about your
Share
school.
about your
Yours is
school. How do you organize
it's a
yourself?
different case, right?
I think you guys know that it's a specialized school located in Woodlands. So basically, Spectra, we focus more on the IT skill subject.
So what are some of the skills that you can pick in Spectra? Maybe you can share with us.
I'm taking culinary restaurant operation,
Culinary.
CRO, and also retail e-commerce, REC. So basically, what I learned in my culinary lesson, basic cooking techniques, dishes, and everything.
So you can do culinary,
Yes,
retail.
yes.
Is there any other choices?
Okay, so there are 5 subjects. So first we have the culinary restaurant operation, we have the retail e-commerce, then we have mechanical design automation (MDA), Internet of Things application (IoTA),
Wow.
and also mobile web application.
When I was in school and we were in school,
So many
I think
applications.
we never.
You group me with you.
Oh, okay. I don't think we have any of these subjects. Coming back to the question, everybody does slightly different subjects and slightly different levels, right? Do you mix around with other people who are not in your same class? Because in the past, one of the criticism was that, you know, if you're in this class, everybody's in the
Express,
same
you
class,
only in
only you mix
Express.
with the express.
Normal acad,
Nowadays,
only
you all
normal
mix
acad.
around.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So you all switch classes and mix
Yeah,
around
because
more.
like now everybody's in like different classes. Then you're in G2 math, let's say. So you have to go like to a specific class located there. So every lesson you have to move around.
Mine is a bit different because we are all in the same bending, we're all express. Yeah, but different subjects we also go to different classes to mix. And because in our CCAs also it's all from different classes, so I think we will often find a lot of CCA friends or I think I also have a lot of friends from different places, so I just go.
Are you under pressure by your family, your friends, or yourself to say that since I can do the higher level one, right, I must make sure that every of my subjects I go to the G3?
I want to go to JC and right now I have not enough G3 subjects. So if you want to go there, you have to get more G3 subjects.
But you know that you have a chance to go to the G3 if you do well and you prove yourself.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I think it's chill because I take all G3 subjects. So I don't have like much like shifting around or anything like that.
Have you thought about, maybe for some subjects, I don't want to stress myself so much by taking a G3 subject. I just want to do it at a G2 level. Then I'm going to spend some other time to do some other thing or to learn something that maybe is not taught in your mainstream curriculum.
I guess I've never thought about it that way before, but suppose it could be interesting because I recently learned that in G1 and G2, I think G1, if I'm not wrong, they take literature, history and geography all combined.
Right.
And ours, we all we all like take
Do
like
subject,
separate.
right,
Yeah, so I'll be like, very interesting to see how they combine the lessons. And my friend who's in G1, her projects are very, very much more interesting than the G3
Because
one.
it's interdisciplinary projects, right? So actually there's some merits, right, to have some variety, right?
Yeah,
So
so
depending on your strengths, depending on your preferences,
Yes.
depending on when you feel like doing the G2 or G3, because people develop at different pace one, right?
Rifki, I wanted to go back to you, right? Because you are from a specialized NT school. So how do people usually react whenever you tell them that, oh, I'm from a specialized school?
I don't know if my friends ever experienced this, but we do as a spectrum, right? We sometimes feel like a bit sad and angry because of others. Outside
Because
of
the way
school.
they
Because of
respond
the way
to
like
you.
they think of us, their point of view. They think of like, oh, you never did well in your primary school. You won't have a bright future and everything. Even though we never even passed our primary school time, there's still a second chance for us to be the better version of ourselves. I will feel demoralized, but sometimes like you must like get that
The fighting spirit.
That fighting spirit.
So there's one. On the other hand, you are now in the other end. No? Do you have a lot of pressure now? Everybody say, oh, you see, you go to a SEP school, see, you must take all G3 subjects.
Actually, at first I didn't know what SAP means, so I just treated my school like a very normal school.
Okay, so you don't feel any difference. Yeah,
Not so
well, that's very good. We all have different strengths, right? It's like today you will do some things in your school that they will never get a chance to do, and he would get a chance to do something which I think quite surprised you all, that he's learning culinary arts. I think that's what we want as an education system, because you are all so different, you are all gifted in different ways, and we will try our best to find the resources to support you all, to allow you all to do it first at your own pace, then in the areas that you feel passionate about, right? And it's very important, right? We always have a saying in MOE, you see, we never look down on ourselves, nobody will look down on us, right? We all have our different strengths, and I really hope to see one day whereby you all can answer this question very confidently, which is that what makes you special? We do a quick,
Yeah.
quick,
Let's
the
do
most
one-liner,
spontaneous
okay?
answer.
One-liner.
One-liner. What makes you special?
Okay,
Okay,
you go
whoever
first,
is ready.
Jeevan.
Friendly.
Friendly. Okay. Okay.
I'm very energetic in school. I love to have fun.
Okay.
I can lead people well.
You can lead people well.
Open-minded.
Open-minded. Okay. All of you have
Mister,
something
what
that.
makes you special?
Yeah, what makes you special?
Smart.
No, I think I'm not always the smartest, I'm not the fastest, nor the sharpest, but I think I keep trying.
You know when he said smart, right? Your staff laugh, you know.
That's why they all laugh. They say, me, right? You know, in fact, once upon a time, when they asked me to join the army, real story, you know, I asked them, are you sure you got the correct person or not? Because I don't run the fastest, I don't shoot the sharpest. Then, why you ask me to join the army? Then someone jokingly told me, so if someone like you can join the army, then it gives inspiration to the rest of us.
Very important question. Okay. Mr. I want to ask, what age do you think is appropriate for boy-girl relationships? Because in youths, I can share a bit of context. In my school, I see a lot. And I'm not sure if this is the right age because I also see a lot of heartbreaks. Yeah.
Well, I don't think there is one correct or wrong age, because everybody grows up at different pace and they mature at different times. But I think it's important to know that when you make a friend, whether is it your fellow friends from the same gender or otherwise, you must treat people with respect and treat people truthfully, right?
So, Minister, how old were you when you got your first girlfriend?
I'm very studious one, so I'm very late. That's why I married very late.
Last but not least, you said you had a lot of questions.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Before I arrive here, I asked my friends actually, because they know that I'm gonna
crowdsource.
visit. Okay, so I got one question. I think this is got related to vaping cases. So as we know that nowadays vaping is quite common, even like those people like they smuggle in online and everything, we know that it's illegal. How do you view these rising cases, and what can we as students or even Singaporeans also watching this do to play our part about these vaping cases?
So I'm very worried about this. Very worried because in the past, perhaps smoking was the
Smoking
main
was the worst
problem
problem,
for this age group.
Yes, correct.
But do you know that actually the vaping is more dangerous than smoking?
There's more nicotine.
Because the nicotine can be higher. And nowadays, there are even vapes that are laced with drugs, and the people might take it without knowing. So I'm very worried because this will have a great impact on the well-being of our children and adults. And because sometimes people think that this is safer than smoking, so they indulge in it perhaps even more, and it's very difficult. Then to your question of what can be done, I think this is a collective effort. Of course, at the national level, we try to control all these people who try to smuggle the thing inside, but that's to try and stop it at source. But beyond that, we know that no matter what we do, some will slip through. Then the question is, as a family, as a group of friends, do we watch out for one another? So I think there's no one way that you can solve this problem, but we are all, as you suggested, can play our part to remind one another.
Yeah, like I said, it's been a very, very fruitful conversation. I think we all learned a lot of things from one another. Maybe we can all just share something that you've learned from today.
I learned that there are different perspectives and views of whatever you're thinking. Yeah, like you might think that it's stressful, but you can always think positive.
Yeah, I always thought that every single youth all have social media. So I think it's nice to know that there are people also who don't use social media, and also the struggles they go through, and also the pros and cons that it brings. Actually, it motivates me to also put social media aside also.
Today I've learned that social media is not all that bad if you use it purposefully.
Yep, true. Same. I also think of that.
The fun thing about today is that, it's not about listening to me sharing my perspective, it's that you all have different perspectives, you all have different considerations, you all have different ways of looking at a problem, and that's what makes our world beautiful, right? But it's not just about doing things our way, like from the school start time to the screen time. We understand that different people have different needs, people have different perspectives. Then the question is, how do we try to bring everybody together to develop a shared perspective and then a shared course of action that we can all want to do together? Because in society, you will always have different people with different needs, different perspectives. And our job growing up is learning to bring everybody together so that we can be strong, not individually, but strong together as a team, like Team Singapore.
Today has been quite an eye-opener for me. I mean, hearing from you guys, one thing I realized is that, wow, I really am getting older. But also, it's very refreshing to also hear from your thoughts and perspectives, knowing that you are only teenagers. Just wow, I wasn't like that when I was 14. Let's just say, let's just put it like that. So thank you so much for taking the time and also being very candid with us. Really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much,
Thank you all
everyone.
so much. Well done.